Alrighty then, hello there everybody. Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide. It's time for another race, and we've got an Ultros League setting race for you today. My name is the Echelons27, and I am joined in the commentary booth by Drinks Glue. How's it going, Drinks Glue? Have you slipping into a food coma yet, or you recovered from yesterday alright?
I've recovered quite well. I slept in quite a bit. I am feeling pretty good. Everything is good in the world, and I hope everything is good in the world for everybody tuning in. I am super excited for this. This is a Friday afternoon race on a holiday. This is unexpected and a nice treat.
Yeah, so let's talk about what we're going to be racing tonight. It's pretty much going to be the Ultros League Season 5 flags. It's a practice set of flags for our runners. Our four featured restream runners, one free fits, currently in Elixir A. And we also have Saberwolf and Moogleplex that are both in my division, Elixir C, as well as Jesus the Frog tearing it up in first place of Tonic C with three first place finishes for him out of 3 weeks, basically, because week 4 is underway as we are currently speaking. So got some great runners here tonight, Glue. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the flag settings that we got here?
Yeah, Ultros League is our widely adopted flag set. You could almost argue it's the base flag set for Worlds Collide. And as you had mentioned, we have a robust pool of runners across the various divisions, and it's really anybody's race. We got some Omega Elixir players. All right, so we got quite a few Elixir players. We got some Potion players, and then Jesus the Frog is in Tonic, but he is no slouch.
Yeah, as I mentioned, 3 first place finishes so far in his division. So those are our runners, and you'll notice that the gold items next to each player's names, those are our goals for this game. It is 6 characters, 9 espers. We do start off with 3 characters. We do start off with 3 characters, so we'll see exactly which ones they are once our players hit start. And we also have a 21 check Kefka Tower skip as a possibility, so that's why you see that little imp sprite there. You could also get the Kefka Tower skip if you get 9 characters, or you get 12 espers, or you get 21 checks, so we'll keep that in mind as we go on. It's a nice little catch-up mechanic as well.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the introduction of the 21 check skip. It was so uncommon that if you got the skip with 9 or 12 espers that you almost felt bad and the catch-up mechanic didn't quite work as it should. But with the introduction of the skip and the less robust dead check item pool, finding dead checks isn't as debilitating as it once was. So races are a lot more competitive these days, I am finding.
Yeah, that's for sure. And remember, dragons count as checks, so that also incentivizes some of our areas of the game that are sometimes less often seen because they will now have multiple checks. Things like Phoenix Cave, Ancient Castle, Fanatic's Tower, those will have multiple checks in one location. So even though it might be a bit longer, you're going to get 2 or 3 checks instead of just the 1 check. So you'll be banking towards your skip at that point, which is also really nice.
Yeah, and we'll be getting ready here in just a second. All right, and
yeah, so our runners should be kicking off. We'll see exactly which 3 of our characters that we have, and I do like the settings in Season 5, how they are at the moment. It'll be really nice to see. I think times are getting lower and lower across the board, especially with that check skip, as we do see a Sabin Shadow Strago to start with health and steel and sword tech. So
ooh, nice.
The Strago that I put up as the character person, I guess, was a ominous prediction there. So pat me on the back there for that one. And we've got a couple of free checks right off the bat, including Gal Manor, which is where Saberwolf is heading off to. And we have the Collapsing House, which is where I think one free fits might be heading to after dipping into the South Figure. Okay, but we have 4 different spots for our runners. This is going to be interesting to keep track of. I love tracking solo with 4 runners, let me tell you.
That's all right. We'll let the chat pick their two least favorite, and we'll boot them out of here for you.
That is the Palador Esper there from Gal Manor. So that is one of the birds we were looking for in a previous race there. Saberwolf's got that one already, right from that free check. Behemoth suits for Jesus the Frog there in the armor shop at World of Balance Narsh. And we picked up an Illumina somewhere along the way right away from
Very
Google
nice.
Play. $3,100 for Tizen Thief. It is not an Esper, but that is a very cheap high tier item. So the Illumina must be in returners. So we'll see if any of our other runners decide to head over in that direction here. So Glue, with these three characters in mind, what are you doing first when you get right off the bat here?
It's an interesting start because you can either go to the east of the map for Shadows Gal Manor check, which is obviously a free check, and then you can work your way into the center of the map in the World of Ruin for Shadows free check, which is the Collapsing House and World of Balance End, and then from there it's kind of really open. You can work your way back up north, going through the big three and South Figaro, returners, and then Narsh to get your loot going early. But I think what I would do here personally is, oh my gosh, we got Valiant Knives. This is
Valiant Knife and Orlance in that one, and a couple of different elemental schemes there. World of Ruin, South Figaro. If we find Edgar, we get half price Valiant Knife, so that'll be really nice to come back to there. So already some firepower in the seat as Jesus the Frog reset out of that monster in a box so fast I didn't see what it was, but it probably wasn't Katana Soul, or maybe if it was, so file it again for a spot later. Saberwolf and Moogleplex doing a high five here in World of Ruin. Albrook,
that Lumina is in returners. So here's my play is typically I loot until I find offense.
Yep.
But it doesn't look like no matter which way you go, you don't find offense. So this is a very interesting start.
Yeah, for sure. With these three characters, I love starting with Sabin because his Imperial Camp check is no bosses, 4 basically encounters that you have to fight in order to get the reward there. So that to me is one of my favorite openers in a seed to get myself some early levels to get off of level 3. So I might go through. Oh, okay. Hello, Egg.
Oh my goodness.
One free Fitz picking that up in the South Figaro basement, so I think all of our runners will be getting that one for sure there, Blue.
Yeah, and Moogleplex with his Illumina just picked up the Gauntlet from Albrook as well. Yeah,
Illumina is the best shield in the game, so you don't really need one. It gives you plus 50% to both physical and magical evade, which means that a lot of stuff go miss. So now with that early egg from Fitz, we'll see how short he decides to cut his loot, right? Because we do have sword tech, but our other two options, steel and health, are not offensive ones here.
Yeah, so Fitz hasn't found the Illumina, but he does know where the Valiant Knives are. Valiant Knife with an egg. Oh my goodness, a dragon. Oh my gosh. Why did I quit? Why did I come through comms? I should have played.
Yeah,
but
you should. Well, we got the seed for later. Exclamation seed in the chat if you would like to download this and play this later. Another gauntlet there in the Collapsing House.
Amazing.
It looks like he is skipping out on the monster in a boxes here, which means once he's done with this check, he will not be able to check these later.
Yeah, so if I was Fitz, I would be offering hunting because an egg offering Valiant Knife, that is all you need to clear the seed. He doesn't. He's about to get his Illumina as well, so Fitz is absolutely loaded. He has the egg, he has the Illumina.
Oh.
He knows where Valiant Knives are.
Little girl holding up the Collapsing House there. That is Realm, so that's character number 4 already for Moogleplex. So doing the couple of free checks that we have at our disposal. We'll see where he decides to go next. Ice Shield in returners as well. So lots of good stuff here for our runners early on. So when you've got this much stuff, I usually tend to cut my looting phase a little bit shorter than normal, but we'll see what our runners decide to do. Natural Lore on Realm. In Worlds Collide, lores are learned by any member in the party witnessing them. It doesn't necessarily have to be the person with lore. Way more expensive in the World of Ruin for that Tizen Thief, 43,000. Remember, it's only 3,100 in the World of Balance, and there's some Dragoon Boots in the Relic Shop in World of Ruin Tizen, so we could have ourselves an Aura Lance Boots and Horn combo also in this seed. Lots of options out here.
Yeah. So Moogleplex, with his Illumina Gauntlet and Ice Shield, and then his Albrook loot, he may not go to the South Figaro basement, so he'll miss out on that Dragon Horn and that Experience Egg if he doesn't continue looting, which is very possible he stops. Fitz is the only one to found all of the good stuff so far. Jesus the Frog will, and Saberwolf might quickly stay down there eventually.
Yeah, that's one of those big questions is when do you cut off your loot? And I have been burned many a time by skipping looting the basement, but I've also won some races by cutting out, the 4 minutes that you spend down here looting. So it's a good risk-reward thing, and we'll have to see how Moogleplex plays this, because right now he is in the lead progression-wise, just numbers-wise, but none of our runners have taken any battles yet, so everybody's still on level 3.
Yeah, I'm going to take a moment to point out we do have a couple other runners playing off-string as well. We got Nobody War. We have Golden Shocker. Golden Shocker, by the way, is now... Please no longer refer to him as Golden Shocker. Refer to him as the inaugural Turkey Trot, Chocobo Trot champion. He will change his name. He's going to email Twitch support about getting his name changed, and he'll let us know about that.
All right.
And then we have...
Zen Thief was a $3,100 Atma weapon, so that's nice to pair with your Experience Egg, huh?
Yeah, there's not a lot of things that don't go very well with an Experience Egg.
That is true. So Night Dew in the chat pointing out, huge plays to the chat. Thank you so much for keeping us on our toes here. Has got Arrow for one of the starting lures, which is one of the better lures. It's a AoE wind attack, and there are only like 3 or 4 bosses that either nullify or absorb wind. So that'll be really nice for Realm right off the bat. We'll just have to get up enough levels so she has enough MP to cast it.
So Moogleplex is now in World of Ruin, South Figaro. He just saw some Mirage Vest. He's going to see the Valiant Knives. And the big question again is he's going to go down to the basement and get his horn and his Experience Egg.
Yeah, there's the VK, and wow, a lot of our party can use it, actually. I used that before. So there's a Shadow build right there. So even though Shadow has Steel, it looks like he'll be getting an upgrade, Beyonce, in the future. Let me upgrade you. Question from the chat, can you do a Figaro basement in Balance and Ruin? So the basement, the chests can only be looted once. However, the chests and boxes and crates on the outside, so in the town, those can be looted both in the World of Balance and the World of Ruin. There'll be different items in both worlds.
Yeah, good rule of thumb, if you're familiar with all of the chests in the vanilla game, if it can be looted twice in the vanilla game, or essentially upgraded, not looted twice, if it can be upgraded, if you pass out in the World of Balance and the World of Ruin, it's something else. Or in South Figaro, for example, you pass on the chest in the room with the gap, it has a Thunder Rod. If it can be upgraded, it can be looted twice in Worlds Collide.
Yeah, so I think the only other areas that applies to are the Moogle mines, where you go and recruit Mog in the vanilla game. There are some enhancers for Saberwolf, picking up a couple of those, plus 7 magic power. For all of our party there. So yeah, the Moogle mines, if you're ever back there, you would never go back there unless you're doing Mog's check or you're really desperate for loot. But there are 4 chests that you could loot in both worlds there. And I think that's the only other area that you could loot both times.
And the South Figaro Cave, the Moogle mines, and then
South
outside.
Figaro Cave, you're right. Yep, that's the other one.
And then outside South Figaro. And I don't know, maybe you could do the... Well, no, it's not in the water anymore. I was going to say Duncan's house, but Duncan's house... No, it doesn't upgrade. It does not.
Alright, so Fitz is going to take a little gander at these Monster in a Boxes. This one is one that we don't necessarily want to see. He has purchased the Mirage Vest, so that'll be nice for our runners in case we don't find a Fenrir or Golem for Calmness later on in the seed. So our runners are constantly thinking about what they have done and about what they need to do for the end of the game. So that's why you'll see runners making certain purchases and writing things down for later. And I have not been keeping track of how many checks these runners have been doing, so my bad. We're going to start doing that now.
So Jesus the Frog has gone to Imperial Camp first. I'd imagine some of the other runners will be shortly behind him. He has not done Collapsing House yet, so he doesn't have his realm. But however, he is the first one and dive into some action.
And it's displaying some great vanilla game knowledge.
Yeah.
These are some undead enemies there, so instead of actually fighting them, throw some Revivify at them and gain the experience and those juicy magic points to learn some of the spells. I didn't see what was on Palador or Esper that we had, but we're going to be learning some good stuff along with that Ice Shield. And there it is, just as we ask. It is absolute gutter tier garbage, as Moogleplex shows us. Break is somewhat useful in the final fight on Long Arm, but other than that, that's an Esper we can keep in the trash.
Yeah, it looks like
Just like day old turkey. Throw it in the trash.
Yep.
No, I'm just kidding. Gotta have those leftovers.
I don't know if Moogleplex is doing this on purpose or if he forgot to unequip his Moogle Charm or re-equip his Moogle Charm, but he's taking some fights in the World of Ruin outside of
a gold hairpin or economizer somewhere, because Realm was just throwing out arrow like she's got MP.
If no economizer, but maybe he has a gold hairpin I'm missing.
Interesting.
Yeah, so Jesus the Frog either realizing or remember that Dante is undead, so he kind of go down the revivifies. He didn't realize in the first sight, but it always slips my mind as well that sucker, you can do that to him.
Yeah, sometimes you could tell by what the sprites are. Obviously, these fossil fangs, they look like, undead little dragon things, and wow, here's some stray cats.
Oh,
in case
nice.
we get somebody with rage later. That is really, really good. Interestingly enough, I think we have a Boots Horn build from Saberwolf on his Sabin. So we'll see exactly what weapon he's using. And we have a horse, not a bird, there for Jesus the Frog. That's Unicorn. So that's his third check and his second Esper. Out in the Shiny Stone count lead. But it looks like everybody else converging on the Poisonous Traitor Kefka there at Imperial Camp.
Yeah, imagine that's going to be where Fitz is going after he gets his Palador. It's probably time for Jesus the Frog to go do Collapsing House.
Parking outside of Doma Castle, but does not have Cyan.
I think he was just going sightseeing.
Yeah.
When you're flying around the apocalypse and you see a castle,
Why not?
Maybe try to move in.
Unfortunately, Saberwolf, finding out the hard way that this is an undead enemy, tried to kill it with a weapon that procs instant death. So, yeah, Sabin must be jumping with the Striker then. So that's actually a pretty decent item to jump with because it's got over 200 battle power.
And we're seeing a little divergence here. Jesus the Frog, ooh, a Thunder Shield. I like this divergence now. Yes, please and thank you. Typically, you want to save checks like Cave on the Belt for later because you can get a glance at the reward if it's a piece of progression you need or not need. But I do like coming in here early in an 8-person race because everybody else is going to apply that same logic, and if you apply a little reverse logic, you can possibly carve out an advantage for yourself.
There it is.
Oh, nice.
The kleptomaniac stealing that Minerva and then getting out. Look at that, like a thief in the knife. He got hit by a smooth criminal. I think I know why he's doing this, and I agree with this play. He's found a Valiant Knife in a shop. He's looking for an offering, so he's going to checks with monsters in a box in them. So he already went to Collapsing House. Oh no, I'm sorry, he didn't go to Collapsing House yet. He already went to Imperial Camp. That has one. Cave on the Veldt has one. Floating Continent has one. Phantom Train has one, and then wow.
Oh no! I mean, oh good.
So anyone? Oh, there's an imp on the ground. So this is the dead check, but you know what? Yoinking
I would probably do it.
Yoink a Minerva and 2 elemental shields. I'm fine with that mini detour there.
Yeah. So I get why he didn't go to Collapsing House now with his logic because he found the the Valiant Knife first. And if you go in the Collapsing House at level 3 with no equipment, you pass up the 2 monster in the boxes. So I get why he's going there now.
Yeah, Saberwolf saying no to the monster in the boxes. And he's going to head right out here, and this is where we get our realm for Jesus the Frog. Unfortunately, I don't think Katana Soul is in either one of these here. So.
No, he could possibly be in Phantom Train. I don't think he was in the Narsh beginner's house. I think somebody peeked that for us. It's the only place within the realm of possibility that they could be now is Phantom Train.
Well, we
We'll
still got Floating Continent, and we've
Oh,
got
yep.
the other stuff that we don't have access to yet, right? We have 2 in Ancient Castle, 1 in Daryl's Tomb, 1 in Yeti Cave. So, unfortunately, we might not end up finding Katana Soul, even with both Sabin and Shadow, which is disappointing.
I think Saberwolf is going to give us a chance here to peek at it.
Carbuncle. Let's check it first. Does it have anything good on it? Oh, yeah, it does.
Oh, yeah, that's a good Esper.
Life 3 and Magic Power. Let's go. And Osmos 2, in case we find Ultima later. Yeah, we're going to take this through to the end. This is a bit of a longer check, but we got the monster in a box. There's even a shop on board in case we want it. And there's a few pieces of treasure chest in here as well. Moogleplex, however, is going to take TLC's advice and chasing Waterfalls into the Doomgaze. Oh no,
nope.
It's a travesty! Oh, insta reset. You hate to see it happen. Dying to math is never fun.
Yeah, he's level 11, but level 11 when you don't have solidified offense yet, his only hope would be to proc Pearls with Illumina a bunch of times, and
I don't know if anybody could use the Illumina. I haven't seen any of our runners actually swinging with it.
You know what? Maybe that's right.
Yeah, so we're going to come back to Doomgaze later when we got some good stuff, but hello!
Oh, hello.
Hi there, Double Gigantos.
I'm even okay if this Giganto fight kills somebody, because let the other 2 characters carry the rest of the seed, because this is the most XP dense fight in the game.
Yeah, you just got to be able to survive it, and that's going to be a problem. Saberwolf is noping out of this fight, though, because, yeah, he's got no armor. And single Gigantos from the Monster in a Box in Imperial Camp. Yeah, so Gigantos is susceptible to both Petrify and Instant Death, so that break spell that we talked about, thank you for pointing that out, Night Dew, would be helpful there. I would have also used Sword Tech 3 on that fight if Saberwolf has access to it. That'll basically do some fractional damage to those Gigantos, and since he's level 11, I believe, or 13, yeah, he definitely has access to that, so that could have been his way out, but yeah, if you don't have any armor, you're basically SOL in that fight.
At the Esper Mountain spot, we got the 3 Stooges giving Moogleplex the business, and I think Jesus the Frog will be right behind him, engaging his Stooge fight.
Yeah, Larry actually is one of the only bosses that I mentioned before that does absorb wind, so that Arrow spell is not going to play nice, and that Ice 2 spell that we learned also not going to play nice here, so we're going to have to figure out how to kill Larry, or we could just wait long enough and Larry will actually run away. It's one of the weirder boss mechanics in the game. Turd's been asking, is that fixed encounter replicated with the other ghosts? I don't believe so, because that is what we would call a forced encounter or a fixed encounter, whereas the other ghosts are random encounters. Maybe that's not true. I'm not sure, and you know what? I'll download the seed later and play it and let you know.
I think if it's like the other spots in the game, that each one of those ghosts will be the same fight. So that double Gigantos was a forced encounter, but I don't think that means the ghost will be that. But the other ghosts would all be the same.
Well, correction from the chat from the developer that actually coded that feature in the game, Silverthorn. Thank you so much for your contributions to the game. Worlds Collide is in somewhat of an open development state where we do give updates to the game. So yes, all of the ghosts in the train are the same. So we could munch on some double Gigantos all throughout the Phantom train. That is a very lucrative finding here.
Yeah, Fitz is going to find his double Gigantos. Let's see if he's in a better position to take advantage of it.
Oh, he is.
Oh, he's got his break.
Let's go. Poof. Gigantos is weak to magic, so he has some magic users, but getting weak to getting petrified also works. The boss at the end of the Phantom train, I did not quite see what it was, but it wasn't really a problem for Saberwolf there, so he gets through that check. Unfortunately, he doesn't get the stupid amount of XP that Fitch just got for those Gigantoses. It was Kefka and Arsh, thank you. So
It was
we'll
Kefka at home.
yeah, we'll drop 25 magic points. So that is nothing to sneeze at because we do have some decent spells. Cure 3 on Unicorn, Life 3 on Carbuncle, and Break, which apparently is making some good use here on that one from for free from Gal Manor. Difficult fight here for Moogleplex, and Jesus the Frog is in a little bit of a better state because of that shield, but I don't think he learned the fire spells yet. So this is going to be a grind fight here. And Larry runs away for Moogleplex while his team is up in the air. Gotta love it.
He gets Bahamut for his troubles. Bahamut is some nice offense, even if it doesn't have any espers on the spell, because it does have pretty strong summoning power, or magic power for a summoning spell.
How do those big, tall boys fit in there? So Fitz does check the monster in a box, and it was something? I don't know. He fought the fight and won it. I don't know if that was Katana Soul. I was too busy trying to see if Saberwolf was going to kill Doomgaze, and he resets out of it, which resets him back on the Phantom Train. So we're going to do -1 for his checks there.
That's unfortunate for Saberwolf.
Yeah, thankfully Kefka, he knows that Kefka is the boss here, and it's not a big deal. So...
And Larry just returned home for Jesus the Frog as well.
Yep, Larry can actually come back if if Mo is still there. But now that Mo is dead, Larry's gonna stay away. Just a Lobo, Turdsman says, and here's yet another monster in a box with Presenter.
Yeah, so that's the beginner house. Beginner house is not our Katana Soul. So Katana Soul is still out there in a couple spots.
Yeah, so we're down to Floating Continent as the ones that we could actually access now for bosses.
Well, I think you can jump off the cliff and get to the monster in a box behind you, Morrow. You just can't get the checker. You can't?
No, it won't let you jump down the hole. The hole opens up, but you can't actually jump down it. It's
what if you go with Celeste? Celeste can jump off a mountain.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Okay.
As long as there's a pigeon around. I don't think there's any pigeons over there.
Well, they all flew south because it's still over there.
Fitz fails his math test.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. So far it's Doomgaze 2, our runner 0, and it might be 3 here, depending upon how Fitz decides to do this.
Oh, there is your offering. Jesus the Frog just found the offering. Let's see where he's at. I think he's...
Oh, he's in a shop.
He's in a shop somewhere. I don't think he's on the train shop.
He was just at Esper Mountain, so maybe he's in Tamasa? No.
Yep.
Oh,
it's in the item shop.
Oh,
in Jador.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
That's disgusting.
That
Reroll this seed. Throw it out.
And he will be the only one who probably ever sees it.
And Doomgaze just being a bully here with one free Fitz. Hiding in the Hide Knights up at the top of Narsh there for Moogleplex. And Jesus the Frog shows us that there is one Esper in the auction house. So one of the changes with Ultros League, I think it was Season 4. That was even before Season 5.
Yeah, that was Season 4.
There is one Esper Max in the auction house, and I think that is enough Jigglypuff. Doomgaze 3, our runner 0. You hate to see it happen.
Yeah, one free Fitz could have used one less Gigantos in that Gigantos fight, and he would have been able to keep the team up.
Oh, this is a gross fight here in Alsace, too.
This can get out of control fast once they start spamming Absolute Zero.
Alright, well, all of the Haydn Knights are gone, which is not a good thing for Moogleplex, because then Haydn will use his ultimate attack. Let's see how tame it will be. Oh my god, Fitz did not save after the Phantom Train, so he's down a check in an Esper. Travesty.
That is... Doomgaze is not just wiping people, he is wiping people, sending them back minutes.
He's wiping people's RAM. This is...
Yeah.
Nobody War has forfeited from the race. I'm assuming that's a Doomgaze didn't save situation. So
Doomgaze has claimed another one.
Yeah, he's claiming another, and another one gone, and another one gone.
I like this play by Jesus the Frog here. I always like to let this little lady grab me, and you see what the fight is. And then that way, when you're in the floating treasure room, if you take any of the floating treasure chests, the fight will always be for all 4 of them what this fight was. So if it's a good fight, you can replicate it as many times as you want. Within would reasonably want up to 4 times.
Yeah, I wonder if the chest falling animation is quicker than getting, grabbed and then yeeted. It looks like Moogleplex has been drinking some Doma water, as 3 of his characters are poisoned there. That's not a good look. Another gross, difficult fight as Saberwolf finally gets his murder child here. And where is our 5th character?
If I had to guess, it's going to be behind Doomgaze just by the way everything has gone.
Oh, of course it is.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that none of our runners have opted for the floating continent here. They don't have a lot of offense because a lot of the stuff that they have, they can't use, right? They can't use that Illumina, and they don't have a lot of offensive spells, so why not get some levels? So
And nobody has bought the Valiant Knife. Nobody is sporting the Valiant Knife despite where everybody knowing where it was. And then I think Jesus the Frog will be doing it here shortly because he knows where the Valiant Knight and the offering is.
Alright, that is Esper number 4 there for Moogleplex up at Tri-Top Cliff.
Ooh, nice.
I am messing up my checks here. Everybody's at 5. Alright, now that we got everybody at the right number of checks, we'll see Moogleplex here taking a save, and we'll see if he fights this dragon here, because otherwise he's got nothing left to do at the top, because he does not have Umaro.
Ooh, Gold Dragon.
We have a Thunder Shield, right?
Yeah, so we have a Thunder Shield, so we're in no danger of dying. It's just a matter of how many people can survive the fight.
Yep.
And that arrow's doing quite a bit of damage, so I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, meanwhile, Jesus the Frog finding MC Hammerpants here in Owzer's mansion. Didn't know that Dataluma was as skilled a painter as he was a fighter. It's kind of hard to paint in that pose, don't you think? Like, you might get some carpal tunnel cramping up that left wrist there. Alright, Fitz finally getting through the Phantom Train for the 2nd time. Saberwolf also getting through the Phantom Train for the 2nd time. So, we've seen the Phantom Train 4 times between 2 runners. Always fun when that happens. Owzer's Mansion isn't a character either.
Ooh, it's a Sheba, though.
We take those.
Now,
let's see if he's got enough money to do the Esper in the auction house here.
He's got enough money to get out of town, it looks like, so he's not doing anything.
Okay, he's just saying, see you later. He does have Realm. I don't know why it's not on the tracker. There you go. Yeah, so Mount Colts will be a new check for us here from Jesus the Frog. 1 free Fitz, meanwhile, gonna fight his Stooges fight. Hopefully he'll go a lot quicker than our other runners have.
I think it will. Just look at his HP compared to Jesus the Frog's, and that's hilarious because he just took like a 8-minute time loss having to go back out of all the way through Phantom Train again.
So those Gigantos, man.
Yeah.
Saberwolf could not survive to them, and 1 free Fitz could, and that's the difference there between. I mean, look at the 2's HP pools. They've done the same number of checks, right? And one is at 300, and one is at 1,000.
Yeah. Jesus the Frog and Moogleplex going to make their way there eventually, but even with that huge Doomgaze slap in the face, I think Fitz is in a great position here to run away with the rest of the seed. His offense is cooking. He's way ahead of scaling. He knows where some even better offense is whenever he has the gold to go buy it. He's in a really good spot.
Yeah, so is Larry susceptible to petrify? Let's see. No.
Yes.
He's not. He's
Yeah, he is.
He can be instant death, but he can't be petrified. So break won't work, but Doom
Let's
will.
get somebody get in the Fitz stream and tell him to petrify him. Let's see it.
He did.
I don't
he
believe
just tried.
that.
He just tried. I'll link it to you. How's that? I'll back it up with research. we've been learning lots of stuff about Larry today.
So Moogleplex is going to do the cave on the belt check, even though it's dead. And I like this play. Resetting out of the game does take a few seconds, and checks are valuable. You don't want to, if you end up passing on at 1 or 2 in this point, and then you get at the end of their seed and you're at 17 checks when you got progression, it just puts you in an awkward spot. And it'd be nice if it wasn't this fight, but I still like this play.
Meanwhile, Jesus the Frog getting also a dead check, but that's a Ragnarok there at Mount Colt, so maybe one of his party members can use the Ragnarok, even though nobody can use the Illumina. And Moogleplex going to do this dead check. Maybe he's wanting like a better item for his squad, because he's been having trouble closing out fights here, and getting some levels off of this as well to bump up his party. Shadow can use the Ragnarok for Jesus the Frog, so that's what he's going to be doing now. And Saberwolf and Owzer's Mansion here with MC Daddy Pants.
And we are getting our first BK sighting. One free Fitz is going to pull the trigger on one. I would almost, because you have so many characters that can wear them, I would go ahead and part with that Illumina and go ahead and get two BK swingers going.
Yeah, that's an interesting call there. I would not. I would wait until I find a character that's better than Sabin, and then hopefully that character can use the Illumina. But that is a valid strategy if you know you're not going to use the Illumina there. Unfortunately, Moogleplex trying to run away from this fight. You can only run away from the Ifrit Shiva fight between transitions, not this Chattanooga fight. Yeah, so Turret's been saying I might part with the Atma weapon. Yeah, I would sell that over the Illumina for sure. Thank you, El Chico Rafa, and try Hecaton in the chat, checking in as well. Welcome to Some Worlds Collide, and ooh wow, at the bottom of Fanatics Tower. So the problem with Fanatics Tower is you can only use magic while in Fanatics Tower against the boss. So we'll see if Fitz has enough magic to carry this fight here. But Gao at the bottom is pretty nice. Go ahead, sorry about that.
He only has level 2 magic from his elemental shields. He won't be able to cast Arrow. Saberwolf is going to find his run of elemental shields here as well. But if this is a tougher boss, this is going to be a problem for Fitz.
So Moogleplex in the lead currently with 8 checks, getting I don't know what from that reward. I looked away for half a second and missed it. And it's a vanilla white dragon here.
Yeah, so his Shadow can't do anything. He'll be able to cast Ice too, and I think he has a Flame Shield for Fire too as well.
Jesus the Frog thinking about chucking the Flame Shield here. That's not a bad option.
Out it goes.
Herdsman says Illumina is the best shield in the game, and then Star Power L says it's a sword. It is also the best shield in the game. It gives you 50% evade for both physical and magical attacks. And I don't know what the heck Fitz just summoned, but it did 8,000 damage.
He called out his Bahamut, so okay. I guess his trick in the bag was his Bahamut to get through this, because he just has Ice 2 as far as spells. So, but he's so strong, his Bahamut's going to do quad 9, so there's a chance that it one-shots a lot of things.
Yeah.
Oh, that's back-to-back Genji gloves. That's nice, especially when you know where all those Valiant knives are.
Yeah, and you know what the great thing about doing this check, Fanatics Tower, is we get Shote at the bottom of Barren Falls there from Jesus the Frog. He's our first runner through that check. So our character is not there. It might be Gao as the next one here. So there's actually 3 checks in Fanatics Tower. There's the dragon, there's that snow muffler at the top, and then there's the reward at the bottom. So Fitz is going to be cranking up his check count here with doing Fanatics Tower. So remember I mentioned earlier on in the stream, the skip of doing 21 checks really incentivizes these more longer checks here. Yeah, so Jesus the Frog here heading into the the train. He'll get his double Gigantos maybe, and we'll see if he ends up surviving it or not. Meanwhile, it's the grabby pasta for Fitz.
Yeah, one Bahamut, no problem here for Fitz. So in the vanilla game, you get the Lumina from the Coliseum, and you have to wager the Ragnarok, which you get from the old man in the Narish weapon shop. You pick the sword over the whatchamacallit, the Esper, and then you wager it in the Coliseum. So you can only get the one without cheating. But in the Game Boy Advance version, you can replay Kefka's Tower multiple times. So you can steal, or you can replay Kefka's final fight multiple times. So you can steal multiple Ragnaroks and go and turn those in the Illuminas. But I think it's called Lightbringer in the Game Boy Advance version.
I believe you are correct. As Fitz does get through his grabby pasta fight there, that could have been a little bit yicky, but having that Bahamut summon is certainly paying off dividends for him here in Fnatic's Tower. Meanwhile, Saberwolf fighting up against his Chad. Moogleplex is going to get his Ragnarok at the end of the windy cliffs of Mount Colts, and Gao being at the bottom of Fnatic's Tower, I think that gives Fitz the advantage here because he's our first runner with 5 characters.
Yeah, first runner with 5 characters. He's levels ahead of the competition. It's right now, even though the progression-wise, he's behind Jesus DeFrog and Espers, knowing where that Esper or character is, plus those level advantage, he's a little ahead. And actually, like Jesus DeFrog, realizing that Gigantos is on the menu, he's going to have a double helping.
Just like Thanksgiving yesterday, folks. Another question for the chat. Or from the chat, the shields in the vanilla game. I think Mount Zozo has all 3 elemental shields in it, in treasure chests.
The thunder. Let's do this. You get an ice shield from Dome of Dream. You get a thunder shield in Gogo's place, and then you get a thunder shield in Mount Zozo. I'm trying to think where you get the fire shields. You can obviously steal them from an Inferno, and then you can wager for some in the Coliseum.
Oh, okay.
More Gigantos.
So, Saberwolf getting through the Chatternook fight sees that it is an offering there at the Veld Cave.
Very nice.
That goes nice with our Valiant Knives. Meanwhile, I did not see what abilities Gao has. Gao has the chance of up to 2 abilities, which is why he's my favorite character in the randomizer. He also has really great stats as well. So you could have a throw Magitech Gao, or you could have a control Runic Gao. Your choice.
That's the bad part about Gao is sometimes it's really nice when you get one of the better abilities on him. The bad news is that abilities, when you find them secondary, it's kind of past the point where abilities can be optimized. So he's better early. He's not quite as better to find late.
Yeah, and going on the Dried Meat Hunt is never fun for the
that's just
check.
Annoying to do.
Fitz grabbing Odin, so that's Esper number 5 for him. He's our first runner with 5 characters. And Jesus the Frog, he noticed the Gigantos and he wants more.
He's going back for 5 or 6. This is like me yesterday, I tell you what.
Have to roll you out of your relative's house, huh? Yeah, Realm with the Moogle suit on, doing quad 9s bolt 2 to Gigantos, so this is how we level up. And it looks like Gao is being inserted into Fitz's party, so his abilities must be halfway decent at least.
Or he just really hates his Shadow. Oh no, he kept his Shadow. He took out his Sabin.
Yeah, Sabin was... If you didn't get the boots and the horn, Sabin wasn't doing much for you. Meanwhile, Moogleplex decides enough's enough. I'm going where the actual progression is. After getting a couple of dead checks, he's going to the Floating Continent. I really like this play. It just feels bad when Shadow's your starting character and you're 39 minutes into a seed to go do this.
Yeah, it's better to do the Floating Continent in the Mobile Seed because it's kind of awkward to do it late, and then the downside to doing it early in your first 1 or 2 checks is that you're not quite as developed offensively, so you can get walled very easily. And there's a lot of time between some of the boss fights that you have to get to, and it's just awkward. Puts you in an awkward position when you don't have the offense to get through a fight that you have to commit some time to get to.
It is
but
the
this
longest set of checks in the game by far.
Yeah. But this is the correct time to do it when you're in the mid game, because if you get to the point where you hold off to where you need one Esper or one character, and you come here, you could end up getting over one of your requirements unnecessarily, and then you're doing it at the longest check in the game. It just creates a time loss for you. So good to come here now before it gets too late. And oh my goodness, Jesus the Frog has been hitting the bench press. He is now topping 4k HP with his realm. Almost 3k HP with the rest of his characters. That is the power of Gigantos.
Do you
He's
even lift, bro? He says yes.
He doesn't just want to win, he wants to crush the competition.
So interestingly, now we're getting 3 different checks that we haven't seen before from some of our other runners. You know, it's weird. We were doing everything the same for a while, and now we're doing everything different. So yeah, level 53 realm is stupid. Stupid powerful. It looks like he's parked outside of Fanatics too, so he's going to go grab his gal. And this will be a significantly faster trip than... maybe not. Fitz was...
Well, Fitz was Bahaming everything to death.
Yeah, he was one-shotting everything too, so... Pick your poison.
And Saberwolf is going to show us what is at Ebbett's Rock. He's doing the Ultros prize.
Yep. Couple Ultros on screen.
Yeah, we got an Ultros sync race between Ultroses and the Ultros League sync race.
How many Ultroses could one Ultros? Fitz, meanwhile, heading through the Serpent Trench. He decided to take the left path first, so that'll give him 3 fights instead of 2. And then he's going to take left again, so he's going to get 2 more fights for the maximum 5 here through the trench.
Jesus is going to get his double Genji Club here. I don't think Jesus has been back for his Valiant Knives yet. But he could be potentially doing... He knows where offerings are. He knows where the Valiant Knives are. He can have a level 53 Realm doing 8 Valiant Knife swings if he wants it. He has almost 5,000 HP now.
So it was Ultros 4, and then you fell off the airship, then it was Ultros 2. And we got more dinosaurs on the screen. For Fitz there. Saberwolf finding an Esper at Ebbett's Rock. And Tritok is the reward, I believe, at the Floating Continent.
Or number 1, but there's still one more guaranteed piece of progression at Floating Continent, so still another chance at a character.
That was a dragon for Frog, yes it was. So that's another Esper there at the end of the Serpent Trench. So we're still a little light on characters, and Gao's 2 checks did not lead to any characters. So Moogleplex, you want to start a little guessing game here? Is our next character at Floating Continent number 3? Is it at
Kefka at Narsh?
Kefka at Narsh, and I think that's it. Oh, Burning House.
Burning House.
Casa del Fuego. Yeah. So those are our choices. Those are disgusting choices. If I do say so myself. What do you think? I'm gonna go with Cyan at Burning House. Let's just gate 2 characters behind Strago now.
Yeah, that makes sense the way this seed has gone. Moogleplex still hasn't gone back and got his rematch with Doomgaze, so if this isn't it for Moogleplex, I'm feeling pretty bad if I'm him.
Well, if it is Floating Continent 3, Moogleplex would gain a significant advantage here. It looks like Fitz is heading up to Floating Continent, though, so that advantage will be evaporating rather fast as Fitz is hot on his heels.
Yeah, Fitz is gonna fly through this pretty fast. Not as fast as Jesus the Frog would, of course, because now he's pushing.
Level 53.
He's trying to hit level 99, I guess. So this spot that we have, that's the wrong Atmon. That's pretty close. That's pretty close.
It's, Vanilla Bean, Philly Vanilla, whatever you want to call it.
So this spot can only be an Esper or an item, but the Floating Continent Escape, the part where you, if you read a game guide, you know to wait for Shadow. If you didn't, you probably wondered, whatever happened to him. That part, it will be the last piece of guaranteed progression for this check.
Yeah, so this can only be an Esper or an item here. I'm hoping for Moogleplex's sanity that it's an Esper, because he's ran
Oh.
into a bunch of dead checks so far this seed.
Oh, Fenrir. Nice.
So that's a juicy one.
Speed +2. I like it.
That's on the final Kefka grocery list there, that one. Meanwhile, nobody wants to fight the Brontours. Don't blame them. Gao at the bottom of the Fanatics Tower there for Jesus the Frog. And that is Bahamut there for Saberwolf, so that's where Fitz got it at Esper Mountain.
Yeah, I'd imagine Jesus the Frog is going to work his way through Gao stuff now, and he won't get rewarded with the character. So for Moogleplex's sake, we hope it's a character here. For Jesus the Frog, if he is your frog in this race, then we hope it is not here, because then if he goes to Burning House or Kefka Narshan, it's one of the two. He's right back in it.
So Jesus the Frog picks Gao, and Gao has Blitz, and his Gao is already level 46. So he could go and get Bum Rush right now with that cutscene, but decides to put Gao on the bench. Or maybe not. Maybe he's just swapping around stuff. Yeah, we'll see what he does. He's going to Belt first. Saberwolf making his way up to the floating continent too, so it looks like everybody is heading to the end of the first half of the game. And let's see what we get there. Oh, no, Gao for the suplex. Disqualification for Moogleplex. No, I'm just kidding.
So we don't have a suplex coming out of Moogleplex, but we may have one coming out of One Free Fits, because Gao is in his party, and if Jesus the Frog makes his way up there, he's in his party as well.
Well, we don't know, because I think Jesus is going to put Realm back in this party here.
I think he's going to put his Gao back in.
Yeah, it's a tough call. Would you waste 45 to 50 seconds getting Bum Rush, or would you be good with the party you got here?
I would, if I'm level 55, I'm 1,000 good with the party I got in an Ultros League flag set. If I was starving for offense, I would maybe, go out of my way to get Bum Rush. Or if I had been working towards it earlier for whatever reason, like I had it on the back of my mind. At this point, you don't need it. You're just adding another minute to your time, and you're going to turn your 119 into a 120. I don't think it's going to help save you time in any fights. It's just a fun thing to have and do, but it's not the correct movement from a time standpoint.
Yeah, so I like to call that the win more concept, right? You could either win or you could win more, and it doesn't matter which one you do. I would rather just win at that point.
That wasn't a character in the floating continent. It was an Esper, so Moogleplex is going to get his revenge.
No, it was the Yeti.
Oh, it was the Yeti.
It was the Yeti. We do have the Yeti tomorrow at the end of the floating continent, so it's not Celeste or Gogo, as some of the people in the chat had mentioned. Oh,
that's right. He doesn't have his Gao yet.
And Moogleplex realizes he's on level 5. Oh, Doom.
You gotta make Doomgaze work for it. You can't just give it to him.
I just realized I had the wrong website header up the whole time, so thanks me. Anyway.
Yeah, Terry's been pointing out, Moogleplex is the only racer on our screen who has been up the top of Narshan in the World of Ruins, so he's not going to be able to, triple dip and do his Tri-Talk and his Dragon while he's there, because it's already done. The good news is he can jump off right the mountain now. He can do his best Celeste impersonation.
Yeah, unfortunately, we already saw this, because one of our runners actually beat Doomgaze. Doomgaze has got a 3-1 record against our racers today. I believe it was Saberwolf that got through this and got himself an Esper.
I think it was Fitz. I don't think Saberwolf has gone back. Saberwolf went there, he said no, and he had to go all the way back to
that's right.
do his Phantom Train.
Yeah,
and then Fitz did the same thing, but Fitz got his revenge later on.
Yeah, so I didn't actually see what the reward was at the Umaro spot, so Moogleplex and our other runners, once they get there, because 2 of our other runners are heading in that trajectory, we'll be able to see what the reward is in the world of Balanced Narsh before we head up to the Kefka at Narsh and Welk spot. Alright, so Saberwolf here on the first of his 2 Ultros fights. Fitz is on his French Vanilla Atma fight, and Bahamut getting heavy usage right now on multiple runners' sides here.
And just your casual AK multi-target bolt 2 from Jesus the Frog making his way through the trench.
Yeah, I mean, at these levels, he can just flick enemies and kill them.
I don't think he'll be running from these dinosaurs either, just yeah, just
casual 6,300 damage. And almost a quad 9 on Bolt 2. Gotta love that. Meanwhile, Saberwolf picking up his 7th Esper, so him and Fitz actually have the most Espers here of our runners. For
yeah, but Saberwolf,
a brief moment.
Saberwolf doesn't even have his Gal yet, though, so he's in a little behind. Because Moogleplex has his Umaro, but he doesn't have his Gal, and then everybody else has Gal, but doesn't have their Umaro, or at least in Fitz's case yet, but Saberwolf hasn't found either yet.
Moogleplex there getting his 7th Esper at the bottom of Barren Falls. So that is only the 2nd time Doomgaze has been killed this seed.
Very nice. We're slowly climbing back to 500.
Doomgaze, Ender of Runs. Alright, so for Jesus the Frog, he only has a couple of options left that aren't Floating Continent, and that's Kefka, Narsh, and Burning House. We know that Ebbets Rock is an Esper, because Saberwolf has already been in there. Let's see if Moogleplex decides to take this, or if he resets out. No, he's taking it. I mean, he does need Espers, and this is a rather good one. He doesn't know it yet, but the fights on this are also rather good.
Yeah, he'll get his chance to, if he wants to get to level 55 like Jesus the Frog as well. What I like from this Jesus the Frog, though, is that if this is the character, you're right in the neighborhood of Burning House, so you might as well. He's at that point where it's kind of awkward if he has to go to Floating Continent. You've kind of worked everything around it.
Correct.
So if it's a double Esper, which it isn't, but if it's a double Esper, you just wasted 11 minutes when it was a place you didn't have to go. And it's just at an awkward point in the seed form. Oh, back attack, though, for Moogleplex on his Gigantos helping.
Yeah, that's... Oh, Fenrir is a good choice there.
Well, that's great heads-up point.
If he can survive this first round of 6 throat jabs. Like, bro, let me go. Can I have a turn, please? Thank you. Alright, Fitz, I did not see if he did the suplex, but Gao was an imp, so I'm suspecting not, because that was probably the Evil Toot opener. So, no suplex yet. And Saberwolf is not going to give us a suplex because no Gao.
Nope. And one more Esper for Fitz for his go mode, and he has quite a few choices to get there.
Yep,
he's going to get it.
Yeah. I like this play because we haven't seen what is at the Umaro spot, but if you're in Fitz's shoes, he's got a 1 out of 2 chance that this will be an Esper. Because Tritok is Esper item, and then whatever Yeti is whatever Yeti is. Jesus the Frog getting Esper number 8 there. And where's he going? He's going to peek Kefka at Narsh, I think, first.
Yeah, well, so for his sake, hopefully that's a character, because even though he's so far ahead in terms of power, he didn't save, so he's not going to be able to reset out.
Meanwhile, Moogleplex is making some of that Twitch money. Thanks, Moogleplex. I can confirm he's on the Phantom train. He's just about to fight his boss here. So he'll get his Kefka at home.
Oh, it's a character at the Umaro spot, but
Is it?
doesn't
Okay.
doesn't really matter.
Interesting.
So This isn't a character. This is going to be backbreaking for Jesus the Frog chances because it's going to mean that he either has to go all the way through Burning House or he has to go all the way through Floating Continent. And two, if he resets, I don't think he's saved after Evet's Rock, so he's going to go back even farther and go back down to 7 Espers.
All right, well, let's see what's up at Kefka at Narsh. It was Celeste in the Yeti Cave.
This is his moment, and it is.
It's Go-Go!
That is a game saver.
Wow. Somebody wanted Go-Go, and here you go. You got it. Whew. Jesus the
Very
Frog
nice.
better pray to the Orange Jesus for that one. He actually has 9 Espers. I miscounted somewhere.
If he's at
He must have
15
done-
check,
Yeah, he must have done a check that I didn't mark off.
he's at 15 checks, so he's not in the realm of possibility or close to the realm of check skip. But again, he's level 50 plus. I don't think he's worried about power when he splits up his party here.
No. Yeah, so,
So
the
you can
Kefka
comfortably
Tower
go
skip
in.
will save, what, 5 to 7 minutes usually? That's, I think, what it comes out to be most of the time. Depending upon what's at Inferno. So yeah, that'll be Jesus the Frog in Go mode here in just a second. Little fixed dice action from that drop. Don't need that anymore.
Nope. Little late in the game for fixed dice. So Fitz is going to get his go mode. Jesus the Frog is just about to get his go mode. We're going to have about a minute apart power entrance.
Yeah, and Jesus the Frog's party is just so much stronger. It'll depend on what bosses we find in the tower and where our runners decide to put which characters. It'll be an execution battle from here on out. There it is. Kefka unlocked complete first for Jesus the Frog.
So Saberwolf's going to get his Yamaro. If Saberwolf chooses to go up the mountain right away, he hasn't peaked it because the only person we've seen peak Kefka at Narsh is Jesus the Frog. But if he does go straight to Narsh World of Ruin, he'll get his go mode as well because he'll get character number 5 and then he'll get Esper number 9 for his trouble. Yeah, it looks like that's what he's going to do.
Alright, so Saberwolf got Yeti, yes.
Yep.
He's at 12 checks now. And Celeste is at Yeti Cave, right? So Saberwolf will be happy because that is his favorite character in the game. And he'll get his Esper. So he'll be in go mode actually after this loop. So our runners are still very close.
Yeah, Fitz is getting his go mode. He'll be heading down south to the tower. Moogleplex still needs to go to either the Narsh Mountain again, or he needs to go to the end of the Floating Continent to get his go mode. We'll see which one, or excuse me, not the end of the Floating Continent. He needs to go to FNX Tower.
Yeah, so Jesus the Frog did not go and get Bum Rush.
Nope.
Because if he did, he could have had both Gao and Go-Go using Bum Rush inside of KT. So that's not bad for your secondary characters to have Bum Rush, huh?
At this point, even with limited equipment, Go-Go's to come to this party at his with the level equal to the average of his party, and if his party members are level 50, he's going to be at worst like 47, 48. Yeah, he's 49, so Bomb Rush at 49 is still fantastic, even with just a Go-Go. It's going to do 5,000 damage.
Yeah. Saberwolf going to take on this dragon here for some extra levels before going to get his one character and one Esper goodness. Fitz just seeing if that is his offering, and it is not. We did get an offering off of the dead check. I just don't remember which one it was now.
It was the Cave on the Belt, but he hasn't done it.
And when
then
you go
the item
look and there's an imp sprite, why would you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Moogleplex heading back into the auction house here, getting the $10,000 item first, so we're going to want to leave this one behind and not purchase it. Oop.
So at the Inferno spot, we got Yamaro for Aces to Fall. This is going to be no problem whatsoever for him. And then eventually Fitz. Well, I like that fire dance just because.
Oh, that was an Atma weapon. Okay, that is actually a check. There are 2 checks in the auction house, believe it or not. You get a high tier item as the $10,000 reward, and you get the Esper as the $20,000 reward. Did you happen to note the time difference between these 2? I guess we'll see at the end of Umaro for both our runners here.
It was about 70 seconds, but I think Jesus the Frog is soloing with his realm on the right side, so Fitz's Yamaro will probably go down a little faster, but he's going to get that time back, one of his right or left sides, whichever one he doubled up on.
Right. Makes sense.
His realm is level 60, and he knows what Doomgaze is, so he's fine.
Yeah,
Even though he does Bolt 2, he is still more than fine, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, when your levels are that high, it doesn't. Another elemental shield in a chest there, that from Fitz. So we could have had Mert protection if you looted carefully enough. Meanwhile, Opera House Vanilla Dragon here for Moogleplex. Interesting doing this when he's still missing a character in Nesper, but maybe he just needs some time to think.
I think he's preparing for his skip, and he's in the neighborhood.
Yeah, because he just did Outers.
And you're doing your realm of bad luck. You assume I'm gonna have to do some swing and misses on that character or Esper, so you might as well start getting your skips while you can.
Okay, so he did get the Esper out of the auction house, so we're gonna bump his check count up there. Saberwolf, I think, forgot his Moogle Charm here. Tortec 6 doing 4K. Jeez.
Respectable.
Yeah, we didn't see what was on that auction house Esper. If there is a good spell on it, as El Chico Rafa points out, maybe it's something he's trying to learn there.
Yeah, you do get your 50 ability points for doing any dragon. But I think he's just leaning into his check skip. I think he knows I have a search ahead of me. I might as well do it now and get the spells now, so the rest of my search goes faster. And 2, if he's thinking I have to go to Fanatics and he peaks Fanatics and you're not comfortable with Bolt 2 in your way through it. Oh no, he just got yanked out the sky.
Get over here! Flame Eater playing the role of Scorpion now. So this is a check. Nobody else is going to run into this, probably, right? So if we get a good thing out of this Esper, then this might be interesting for Moogleplex.
The only bad news is I don't think he has. Really, he has ice too, because he has the ice shield everybody else had.
Alright, so Jesus the Frog heading up to the switches now.
Nice.
As Fitz takes care of Umaro pretty handily, as you mentioned, right? A little bit quicker.
A little faster, and Fitz is about 2 minutes and 20 seconds behind Jesus the Frog. And that's about how long it takes to get from your Inferno spot to get on the rest of the switches, or to get up to where you start switching parties for the switches. So he's gonna have to make up some time somehow, and it's gonna be tough to do with Jesus the Frog melting everything.
All right, so Moogleplex is at 17 checks. So if he does Fanatic's Tower, and if my math was correct, Berserk in Life 3 on that Esper from
Very nice.
So if he does everything in Fanatic's Tower, Moogleplex is in line for a skip here. So he'll actually be right where Jesus the Frog is. So he'll be right back in this. It's just going to take him about 5 or 6 minutes to get this set of checks done.
Yeah, it's gonna put him right at the switches. Fitz will be a little bit past him.
Yeah.
Jesus the Frog will be on Kefka by then, but it will put him in line to pass up Saberwolf. Just to give you an example of the power of the skip. Saberwolf is about to get his requirements when he gets his Celeste, and Moogleplex is climbing a tower right now. But you'll see the power of it while Saberwolf is working his way through the tower, and Moogleplex warps ahead of him.
All right, who's at the Poltergeist statue? It is more dinosaurs. But these dinos will not last very long.
This
They are
fight
actually they're weak to ice, so if we would have done ice too, they would have gotten even more damage.
This can be a little troubling because they do like to fire off meteor, or their scaling equivalent of meteor if you're at a lower level. So this fight isn't always a sure thing,
Yeah,
unless you're Jesus the Frog and you're level 60.
yeah. He's fine. This is fine. Everything's fine.
Yep.
There it goes. Yeah, so Arrow basically has the magic power or the battle power of a tier 3 elemental spell. So if your choice is Bolt 2, Ice 2, Fire 2, or Arrow, choose Arrow, because you're going to do more damage. And there goes
The only downside to Arrow is there's not too many things weak to it. There is one piece of Final Kefka, but in terms of elemental weakness, it's Fire, Ice, Bolt, and then a Pearl. Then
yeah,
the rest doesn't really matter.
The flip side of that is there's not a lot of bosses that absorb it either, right? So it's kind of just your middle of the road sort of spell here. Yeah, these two are very close. Oh, getting unlucky now with the net and unicorn.
Yeah.
Will this work?
I think it should. The spell remedy will take stop off. Yeah,
There it is. Nice. Gonna do Marshall here. Marshall is susceptible to instant death. And now I gotta take care of these. Oh god.
Oh no.
Gotta take care of these dinosaurs here. Throwing dying stars at our party. Moogleplex taking out a dragon there. Saberwolf, I believe, got his Celeste. Yes. So he is unlocked Kefka there. Oh boy.
He's putting Celeste in his party. That's interesting. I guess he's gonna give her the
Vanilla Doom.
Ooh. Oh, but Doom throws the wrong person if he wants to live.
There we go. So, Fitz just slightly behind here. He just finished up the Poltergeist statue where we're on, I think this is the goddess side.
Yeah, this is Jesus the Frog's last statue, and Fitz has a couple more. No, does Jesus the Frog have two more? She doesn't have two. He doesn't know why he has two more.
No, he beat this boss on this side. It was, yeah, this thing. So Yeti gonna smash, and that's gonna be that.
You know what? Now that I'm just realizing Gao had X Magic, I probably would have brought Gao in, even though I'm getting him at level 50, just because X Magic and Bolt 2 is a nice avenue to getting past the 9,999 damage cap. And it's really his only avenue. Well, no, he has the sword tech.
Gambling Yeti there for Fitz. Love to see it. Meanwhile, excellent knowledge here from Moogleplex, putting his Strago that has the Atma weapon on Berserk, right? Because Fanatic's Tower, you can only use magic. You can't use the fight command. So if your offense is fight... Oh, he's going Genji Glove, offering Atma weapon, Valiant Knife. That's like
Beautiful.
leather and lace there.
Well, that's hedging. That way, if your character's weak, the Valiant Knife will take off. But if he's at full HP, the Atma weapon will get maximum damage. So you don't get it out of both, but you always get it, a great position with one of them.
Yeah. That's funny. So his damage will scale upwards with one weapon and downwards with the other weapon, depending upon what his HP is. I've never seen that before. Alright, and I think Jesus the Frog will be our first one into Final Kefka. We've got a game here that we like to play. How long do we think Final Kefka is going to hang around for? At these levels, I'm going to go with a 7 minutes and 24 second time. What about you, Glue?
My first question is, what is the world record for fastest final Kefka in Ultros League seed? And then I'll start my guess based off of that because of
Didn't we
his
see
power
a
level.
6-minute one recently? It was like 6 and change.
I've had some stupid, crazy ones, but it wasn't in a try to get it done in a fast type of way, or it was some ridiculous flag sets. So with that in mind, I'm gonna guess he's gonna have a 6-minute final Kefka fight on the dot.
All right. That's our guesses. We will put in the start time in the chat. It's when the loading screen loads up here. Jesus the Frog said that his audio is not going to be usable, so that's why we're still with Fitz here. As we got Final Kefka unlocked for Moogleplex, and he just needs one more check in order to get his skip. So we'll see what he decides to do here.
As fast as one would probably ever rock. Yeah, there he goes. So again, we're going to see the power of the skip. Sableworth is working his way through Kefka's tower, and Moogleplex is going to a entirely different spot, but they should be... The catch-up mechanic we'll see in full effect. They'll step on the switch maybe about the same time.
All right, 1:11:18 is when Jesus the Frog starts this. Going to want to try and take out the face first. Weak to fire, but when you have quad 9 bolt 3 bolt 2s, it doesn't really matter what element it is there. We have break for the long arm.
Mm-hmm.
And here we go.
We do have Fenrir. We don't have to worry too much about healing because
a lot of HP.
Yeah, and we have a lot of levels, so the damage is going to get scaled down from the short arm unless he does some crits multiple times in a row. So as long as he doesn't get some bad RNG on tier 2 with some disability attacks, he's in prime position to close this out.
All right, tier 1 done. That is a little bit more than a minute, so that's pretty quick. As One Free Fitz steps up to the plate here, he will be about 1 minute and 30 seconds probably behind Jesus the Frog, so still within striking distance. However, I think with Jesus' levels, it's going to make it very difficult for Fitz to catch back up. And we got a blue bubble sighting.
Oh, nice.
Saberwolf against the Yeti.
She must have had natural magic Ultima.
Well, that's why Celeste goes into the party.
Well, that and it's his favorite character.
Yeah, so there's KT Skip unlocked for Moogleplex with 21
Very
checks.
nice.
So he's actually going to surpass Saberwolf, I think. Right? Because Yeti is the Inferno spot?
Yeah, he still has time to go buy some Valiant Knives and still pass up on Saberwolf.
Alright, Instant Death coming out onto tools. I don't know if we have Siren or Mute for magic, so this actually might take a little bit longer than I thought. Magic spells are not going to be of consequence, but they will slow everything down and just cause more headaches with time. Oh,
yeah, this is...
Yeah, so there it is, the Fire 3 coming out. So magic has not been muted. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is where your time can get stacked on Final Kefka if you don't have all the pieces to the puzzle. Because you really want to take down Tools and or Tigerface after the third turn, because after the third turn, that is when they start unleashing their disability attacks, such as Doom Tusk and freezing you and whatnot. So the sooner you can get them down, the better. And it looks like he already has hit down, so order of operations is a little off, but it doesn't matter how you die it, you kill it as long as you kill it.
Unfortunately, Realm getting bodied there by Tier 1. Tier 1 basically is all physical attacks. That is the armor check for Final Kefka, pretty much. So, frail little girl fall down. Feels sad. And here comes over the top rope, Moogleplex.
Nice.
Gonna be basically in a neck-and-neck race with Saberwolf here. It's gonna be dropping down basically here. One of our other runners off screen just said end cross will be the end of me, so I'm assuming that they are also on tier 2. That is Golden Shocker, along with Jesus the Frog, who is drinking that Doma water again. He's got to lay off that stuff. Yeah, Ultima in Worlds Collide's Ultros League costs 154 MP to cast, so you might only be able to get off one or two of them before you need to go refill your supply here. Moogleplex taking the slight advantage over Saberwolf here, having to press all the switches. So they're going to be very close, and Fitz and Jesus the Frog are both on tier 2 now.
Yeah, tier 2 is slowing down Jesus here. My 6-minute prediction isn't going to come true, but the 7-minute prediction time ranges are still in play.
Alright, that's tier 2 down, 115.50 basically, so that was 3.5 minutes or so on tier 2. I've certainly have had those times without mute where tier 2 lasts longer than the others combined. And I think we're going to see that in this case here in this seed. As Sabin's going to be coming down, thankfully right on top of Girl here.
Nice.
Pearlwind not so nice. Gets that health right back.
Yeah, but this should be a quad 9 flare for him. This is a little bit of a mistake right here. I would have not triggered Shadow because this flare is going to do quad 9s and she only can have... And even though she just healed herself, she has 9,999 HP just to begin with, so he did waste a little turn there. Just a little small things sometimes. Not going to cost Jesus the Frog here, but sometimes those small things do come back.
Yeah, so Fitz here dealing with tier 2 also does not have mute.
Nope.
Thankfully, the stop spell did not come out. Otherwise, he'd have to use one of those remedies a little bit earlier than he would have wanted to. I believe we have Fenrir, right?
Yeah, we have Fenrir.
Okay. Just gotta wait to cast it, or maybe Jesus the Frog never found it. Here comes the Meteos, so under 10,000 HP now for sleep. And it looks like we're going to be doing a little bit of heal, and then, oh, he's going Palomar strat.
Where was Fenrir? I thought was at... Yeah, you know what? He didn't go to Floating Continent, and that's where it was. It was at the Atma spot, I believe.
Oh, hang on, Strago.
Strago's fine, even though his Atma weapon... Yeah, the Valiant Knife just got upgraded.
Short knife and bigger knife. So here's the danger with using Palador as calmness protection, is that when your characters come down, they could, you know, unfortunately proc Meteo here, which is exactly what's happening, and there goes Sabin.
Oh no.
But, back up again with life 3, but now it's his turn again for that Meteo. Oh, and there goes Sabin.
Oh,
He's not getting back up.
Oh, that's a clutch block. One more. Oh no, that's Realm. This just got interesting fast.
Yeah, Realm's coming back, though. We're fine. We're fine. He just needs healing. Alright, so 118.28.
Yeah, this is still going to be pretty interesting, because,
Yeah, so that is the 7-minute mark or so, now going into Final Kefka, so my 7:24 prediction has come and gone. That is what happens when you don't have mute for tier 2. And your tier 3 calmness protection is life 3 and hope to heck that nothing bad happens to you. Alright, tier 3 for Fitz. Tier 4 for Jesus the Frog. French Vanilla statue for Moogleplex, and Saberwolf will be joining him there in just a second. Yeah, so if we do more than 30,000 damage on this turn, we will bypass Fallen One, but I don't think that's going to happen here.
And he needs to get his poison off his Shadow, because Shadow is about to die, and then Strago won't be far behind him, because he's going to get down to 1 HP, and the next poison tick will take him down. Yep, there goes Strago.
Yeah, I don't think he's got a Mega Elixir, though. He just has...
He just has some elixir.
Yeah, he just has elixirs, so... Unfortunately, Shadow is going to fall over as well here, and this is the disaster that... This is still the poison from tier 2, by the way.
Yeah, Kefka's poison finally paying off.
Alright, and here comes Goner. And I don't know if we have enough damage to kill this, so he's got to heal at least someone on his team. Or else he's finna die here.
Well, he could start breaking some shields because he has at least the one shield that everybody found.
Yeah.
And he does have Go-Go to limit.
Yeah.
But Go-Go already had an elixir queued up, so he's just going to heal up and play a little safe.
Yeah, so the Goner will eat some of this damage here, and unfortunately Moogleplex succumbs to the Doom statue. But now that he knows that Doom is there, he's going to regroup and do it again. The great thing about having Go-Go come in off the bench is that Go-Go basically has access to all the spells that are currently in your party. So great utility caster now for Jesus the Frog in at the last minute.
I think he's just going to push the envelope here, not wait for a fall on one so he can't get countered. Just fight through this and close it out, because he can eat an Ultima and survive. He just couldn't eat two of them. Yeah, this should be quad 9s, and I think this Thunder Shield will do it. Yeah, Ultima's fine.
I mean, he's got so much HP.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Saberwolf overtaking Moogleplex there,
Ooh,
getting
nice.
Doom down first, and unfortunately Fitz is still a little bit behind. So since Kefka counter with Ultima, that means we got under 10,000 HP for Jesus the Frog here. So the next hit should basically do it. And there it is. Time is on the flash. 1:21:41. So get your GGs in chat for Jesus the Frog there. As far as a time goes, that was 10 minutes and 30 seconds. So way longer than I think a lot of us had anticipated. But that's what happens when Tier 2 gets to you and you eat a good Ultima. Meanwhile, the other people in the race, Golden Shocker, first place, 1:18:38, and Tech 1:20:50. So got some other runners there for you, as we have 1 free Fitz on the final tier. We're joined by Jesus the Frog. GG's, congratulations on your first place on stream finish.
Thank you.
Let me bump you up a little bit here. So talk to us a little bit about your run. Tell us what you think you did well, not so well, etc., etc.
Well, it was really good. I'll just say the seed was good. I liked it. I really, really wanted to avoid floating continent, though I probably should have gone there. I did succeed in avoiding it, so that's nice. What I quite enjoyed was running those double Gigantos on Phantom Train.
Oh, we noticed.
Yeah, I'm like, this is great. I'm taking this just as many of these as I can. Once I was like, all right, everyone's 42 or higher, I can probably stop.
We were hoping you would go back to the other cards and do more of them.
I considered it. There's 2 in the cart by the Monster in a Box chest, and going in and out of the small room resets them. So I could have, but I was like, Realm was level 60. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, it was. So just so for your information, if you had gone to Floating Continent, it would have been an Esper then character. And the character was Yumaro, and then Celeste was at the Yumaro spot at the top of the mountain.
So I had done early Floating Continent to come to Yumaro Celeste. I would have someone who could have worn that Minerva and wielded that Illumina or Atma.
And the only person currently using Celeste that we found is Saberwolf, or he's the only one that found her. And she does have natural magic ultima as well.
Nice. Man, it would have been great. If I had Celeste, I would have bought the offering. I would have sold everything about the offering. I had like 3 Genji gloves. So
yeah, because
I've had a Atma, Ragnarok offering would have been what I did.
So you would have done the Atma and the Valiant Knife in the offering, or just the Atma?
For Final Kefka, probably Atma with the shield and offering.
Okay.
Because at that point, if I'm like level 55 or less with the Atma, you don't need more damage.
That was going to be my big question. You saw Gao with the blitz there, and you decided not to pick him up and put him in your party for Bum Rush. Is that because you were already comfortable with the levels on your team and things like that?
Yeah, pretty much. I saw Gao. I'm like, oh, I was like, no one taking Gao unless like he has Blitz. Yeah, Blitz. I looked at him like, well, I already have really good offense. The only person I would drop would be Strago, and Strago has Natural Magic Life 3. He's got Cure 3. He's got a bunch of really good spells. Blitz, I'd have to go out of my way to pick up, and it's guaranteed quad 9s basically. But I'm already hitting quad 9s with Bolt 2 on Realm, so I don't really need it.
And we're joined now also by One Free Fits. One Free Fits, what are your thoughts on the seed and the challenges it laid in front of you?
Couple thoughts. One, it gave me an Illumina that I could never use. That was kind of rude. But I wiped a Doomgaze and had to redo a check, and that was a lot of time. So that was kind of a bummer. But other than that, I was flying before that, and then I think I recovered well and pretty happy with my time, all things considered.
Yeah, now that you mention it, that going back into the Phantom Train after that Doomgaze encounter was the difference between you and catching Jesus the Frog. I don't know if that's the difference between you and Golden Shocker, but Golden Shocker also we didn't see on stream. He may have had his own struggles as well. That could have made the difference.
Yeah,
but don't feel bad.
Doomgaze, Stooges, and Doom were all wiped, so.
But don't feel bad.
Doomgaze definitely, I think, was the champion of the seed. Let's be real. Nobody suplexed the train, but Doomgaze clapped everybody.
He did the exact same thing to Saberwolf, where Saberwolf noped out of him, and then when he came back into his save, he was back in the Phantom Train. So he literally.
Well, I was just such high level because like I had raised progression. I got I got the Gigantos fight in like Imperial Camp, and then they were the fight on the Phantom Train too. So I was like level, obviously divisible by 5 for most of my party, but I was way ahead of scaling, and I had an answer for everything but that fool, and I didn't save before I went to the falls. I knew as soon as I saw that fool, I was like, of course, the one time I don't save before check, this guy shows up. I also tried to suplex the train, but it turned my suplex person into an imp.
Yeah, you got. Yep.
So I was like, okay, we're just.
You got meme blocked. You know, it is what it is. So Jesus the Frog actively avoided Floating Continent, I think, whereas you, Fitz, I believe that's where you found one of your last characters. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think the Yeti was up there at the end. Which lined up nice, because then I just needed an Esper, and I was like, to Narsh. And kill a dragon. I was trying to get an offering the whole game.
So I'm gonna interject. Jesus the Frog found offerings for sale. Oh, I mean, Fitz, would you like to take a guess of where?
Would have to be a relic place. Probably J'dor, World of Ruin.
You would assume, but they were actually in the item shop at World of Ruin J'dor, not the relic shop.
Wow.
So random place.
That was on the path.
Yeah.
Because VKs were for sale too.
Yep.
And I got one, and that was enough. With the free, the early chests were just like, it was like Illumina, Experience Egg, Dragon Horn. I was like, okay. I got offense. But yeah, had a good time. I hadn't had like a live race in a bit, and it was fun.
By the way, Moogle
I had a blast.
and Flurry going head to head there. Flurry getting the crack pow off right before Moogleplex is done. Unfortunately, he did not actually put done in the chat yet, so Moogleplex is able to snipe him with that crack pow there. 11-second difference, or maybe it's just the difference in restreams, but that is real scrappy fight there for those two guys. Anyway, sorry, go ahead, Blue.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if anybody else would like to join us to talk about the seed. Fitz, while I got you, you have a robust palette for many other randomizers. Is there any other events you have coming up that you would like to talk about or elaborate on?
Well, we're doing an overnight block for the upcoming winter marathon that the FF1 rando community puts on for the Burn Children's Fund. It'll be PK Scramble, Jets of Time, and then I'm racing Worlds Collide. We are still looking for a runner, so if you want to race Worlds Collide for charity at about 4 in the morning Eastern on December 9th, let me know and you're in.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My wife decided that she wanted to throw a surprise for me, and I found out that night. So that's why I had to back out of doing the event. Otherwise, that would have been right up my alley. 4:30 a.m. racing. Let's go.
I don't have an excuse for backing out. I just can't wake up that early.
Or stay up that late? Question.
Yeah, if it was at 1 a.m., I'd be able to stay up that late. But it's at that awkward time where I won't stay up late enough and I won't wake up early enough. So no excuse. I'm just lazy.
That's fine. It's fine to be lazy every once in a while. Yeah, I think we asked most of the stuff that I had from for both Jesus the Frog and Fitz. It was mostly from Jesus about the Gao, and getting bailed out with Gogo at Kefka at Narsh. How happy were you to see Gogo there instead of going through the Floating Continent or Burning House? We don't know what's at the end of Burning House.
We don't know what's on the Burning House, but we do know that if you didn't find Gogo there, that it was essentially a backbreaker because Fitz was about to get his unlock at Molder Ruin Narsh. So did you jump up and down? Did you do some clapping? Do some handstands when you found Gogo when you didn't have to go to Floating Continent or Burning House? I
was running through the checks. I was clear on the last few, and I was like, if it's not Kefka and Narsh character, then I've lost because it's Floating Continent. So that was very nice to see. Got bailed out there.
Yeah, and it's even nicer when you have Gogo at the end because then it'll be your party average level, right? And I know you used him as utility in your final Kefka, which got a bit dicey with the Goner and the Fallen One and the Poison.
Yep.
Yeah, I should have stolen the first turn to grab Mega Elixir, but I didn't think about it, so I had to be like, alright, just use 4 elixirs.
But yeah, that was my only other question about having access to Gogo.
Jesus the Frog, do you have any other Final Fantasy 1 randomizer stuff coming up?
Just the Lithuanian ladder. Every 3 days there's a new seed, new flags, right at async. There's 12 total. I think the top 4 times between all 12 seeds get you into the rankings in the semifinals, and then it's like a playoff for finals. I'll probably do very, very badly because the only practice I've done, the only FFR I've done in the past 6 months is those 2 seeds so far. So, doing poorly, but it's fun.
That's all that matters.
All right. Any other final thoughts from you, Jesus?
Can I get more seeds with double Gigantus encounters in fixed locations so I can just grind on them?
We had Silverthorn in here earlier. We'll have to get with him on that. If he could just put a 1 in front of that formation chance, we'll show up a little more often.
Saberwolf, by the way, 1:34:05 time for him, so that's a nice one from him as well. Thank you, Jesus, for running on stream. Can't have the races without the runners, so appreciate it, and congrats on your W on stream.
Thank you.
So that even goes to show you that the Tonic boys can run with the Elixir crowd, right? Because Saberwolf, Moogleplex, and Fitz are all in Elixir, yet Jesus the Frog taking home the W. Nice job on tonight's race.
Beautiful.
Fitz, you got any other final thoughts for us?
Thanks for restreaming. This was just kind of a pickup race I jumped in and had a blast. So, Yeah, nothing else. Hope everyone's having a good holiday weekend, and catch you later.
We appreciate you playing.
All right, I think we'll drag in another couple of runners that were running this. One person off stream, Overswarm. One person on stream, Saberwolf. Congratulations on getting through this one, guys. They are both muted, so
yeah.
Either they don't want to talk or...
Or they came to just to hear you talk.
That's fine, too. I like to hear myself talk every once in a while.
All right.
Hello.
Hey. Congratulations on your finish. Give us, we didn't get to see you on the stream, unfortunately, so talk to us a little bit about your run over Swarm here. Give us a quick overview of what happened.
So every time I do a non-official Ultros League race, I always try to do something new. Try to like remove something or add something, just do something a little bit different. And I've been skipping the basement since forever because it takes about a minute.
A lot. Would you like to know what you missed?
Well, I got Celeste, and so I found what I missed, some of it. I didn't get all of it, but there was an EXP egg like right there. I was like, well, that would have been handy. Because my biggest time loss is that like I didn't do South Figure World of Ruin at all until I got Celeste. So I didn't do the Valiant Knife for Shadow. I didn't get the experience egg, and I did Shadows check first, then I looted Returners real fast, looted the first 5 in South Figure World of Balance, and then I went straight to Zen, got myself an Atma weapon, so I've got an Illumina Atma weapon, I'm feeling pretty good. Didn't know that no one can really equip them at that point. And I go ahead and do Zen, World of Ruin, get Realm, and then I'm able to look at my equipment, and it's like, nobody can equip anything. I have no offense except for like sword tech with Strago and like some elemental shields. And so I go to Realms checks thinking no one else is probably going to go straight to Zen World of Ruin. Maybe this is like the path out, and then I can skip like Floating Continent, I can skip Strago's checks. And no character from Realms checks, unfortunately. And the first fight was a pincer attack with Spitfires. So I had to warp stone out of that, go back to the end to heal, and it was the longest check in the game. I had to level up through 4 fights to get Ice 2 so I could beat the boss. After that, it was fairly smooth sailing, just avoiding dead checks and lots of disappointment. I was looking for a character fast, and I was like, let's do peakables, let's do Senior Behemoth, find somebody that can use this Illumina. And I went to the monster box, it was Pugs. I had Steel, and I stole 2 Minervas right away, and then it took a few more attempts, and I got a 3rd one. I was like, now I've got all the money I need, because offerings are for sale in Jydor.
Oh, you found the offerings.
You found them too.
Yeah, and unfortunately, no one could equip the Minerva. And so I've got an Illumina no one can use, 3 Minervas no one can use, an Atma weapon that only Strago can use. And my strongest spell for the entire game was Arrow that Realm started with until I got Celeste, who started with Ultima, and I was just tier 2 magic the entire game.
Yeah, so we did see Saberwolf pulling out the Ultima there towards the end of the seed with Celeste. How excited were you to go at Yeti Cave at 5 and 8 and get your go mode there at the top of Narsh?
So it wasn't actually my go mode. When I got Yeti from Floating Continent, because I did Floating Continent immediately after Realms checks, I immediately leave.
Oh no.
I immediately went to Narsh, and I peaked it, Narsh World of Balance. And I saw that it was Celeste, and I was like, cool, we've got our Illumina user.
Oh, yeah.
And I went and got it, and then after that, unfortunately, I found Cyan, and he didn't really help too awful much. I had to go around looking for Magicite to get to go mode.
Yeah, we don't know exactly how to pronounce all the things because, you know, there was no voice acting back in 19 whatever this game was made out of. So we say everything all sorts of different ways, right? It's always fun.
Let's get this out of the way. Do you say pecan or pecan?
Pecan.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that's the correct way.
Pecan pie. Yeah.
Saberwolf, do you say pecan or do you say pecan, my friend?
I say it's nuts. Like this seed was nuts too.
No, it was, because at the beginning I was like, oh my god, there's so much offense. Why did I quit this? And then lo and behold, 20 minutes later, nobody was really having a great fun of a time. So then I was like, maybe this was a good one to duck out on and start talking.
Yeah, I knew what I wanted to do, but just for some reason, my head and my fingers didn't match up together because I knew. I think it's just me getting the T-Zen Thief early in World of Balance at like 3,000 gold. It threw me off because I was planning on doing Falling House early, and I just did it too damn late to get the Realm, and Realm was everything, in my opinion, to really roll things, and offense was utter crap. Atma weapon offering Strago was no reason for that. I put the experience egg early on Strago because I wanted to get to Sword Tech 6 as quickly as possible. Then that was about the same time I got Magic Power +2 Esper. So I switched that over the Realm to make her the Murder Child. Arrow does a lot more damage than I anticipated, but it was really expensive, so I couldn't manage it very well. I think your
Tier 3 spell.
Yeah, it's the same power.
Yeah.
It's just wind elemental.
I think when you questioned earlier about Celeste at Narsh World Run, I think that was more for me. Yeah, that was my go mode.
Yep.
I got the Esper off the Tri-Touch into Blind Celeste with Ultima. I mean, I was just wishing... Basically, the whole point of this whole seed was wishing that Shadow and Sabin could do something with their lives. I mean, that was this whole seed. It just dragged so
I had the
hard.
Ragnarok Goblet on Shadow. He was doing quite fine with that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I was
if you
excited
went to,
offering.
I'm sorry, I was gonna say if you went to Mount Colts, you found a Ragnarok, and if you went to I think Barren Falls, if you finally got past Doomgaze, I think no, that was not where was the offering, Glue? There was an offering
It was
from the check, too.
so Racha Behemoth was the one that gave it
that's
away.
what
The
it
dead
was,
check
the Veld
there.
Cave, yeah. So,
Yeah, I got that, which means I'm glad didn't get any of those chests and everything, so that's fine. But yeah, the line of the game was do Realm early, do hidden the hidden spot there from Strago, and then go into Yeti. I mean, that was the quickest route of this whole race, honestly. So, but yeah.
This is one of those weird races where like you can make the so-called right choices and it's wrong, and you can make the wrong choices and it's right, because like there were a couple of paths that you could do, but just through random chance, through what you could equip and like where you found stuff, just certain paths, even if it was slower checks first, would have been a lot better.
Rando's gonna rando.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Although
I think we did get a dragon horn down in the basement, and I know Saberwolf, you made your Sabin into like a jumper with striker, which I guess is okay, but you were hoping for something better there, right?
Yeah, I mean, there was golden. I mean, there was ore lances, there was golden spears that we talked about last night, and there was nothing he could equip. It was like I said, like it was nothing we could do with Sabin or Shadow, and even tried to make Shadow a caster and couldn't really do much with that. In the end, finding the fixed dice just made a Shadow into a fixed dice jumper, which did help a lot. And last locating Celeste with Ultima allowed me to have Sabin go into another lane and be halfway useful, but then he had zero gear. He was naked, completely naked, and the Yeti was completely naked, so they weren't really helping each other. I just
stream, sir.
Well, you know what? Yetis don't wear clothes anyways, okay? And Bumble's got to bounce. I guess the other thing to mention is that now I lost my train of thought though. But anyways, no, it was nice to have that last minute thing and just try to pull all the MP magic power as much as possible into Celeste for the Ultima, and throw the golden hairpin on her, and that way she should pop it a couple times. But
nice.
I mean, I just, for me personally, I just got to learn how to manage low damage seeds. Yep. Like I felt I started early and I screwed up by not doing Realm sooner. Or getting the Realm sooner from Collapsing House, because I already went to T-Zen. What do I have to go back to T-Zen for? And it's like, nope.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't like if you didn't get Realm, then you didn't really have offense, just because her magic power was so much higher than everyone else's, and like all you had was
And
tier
arrow.
2. Yeah, an arrow for like the only tier 3 spell.
Arrow was so expensive. It was like 80 something magic power to use or something like
It
that.
was 40.
It was 40? Yeah, it
Yeah.
seemed a lot more though. I don't know.
The first few fights, I was doing arrow, tincture, arrow to get through them.
Mm.
Until you got to those gigantos on the train.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to
yeah,
nope
yeah.
out of that. I didn't even try that.
My troubles were over.
By the way,
Yeah,
what the heck was up with that? Like, I screwed up by not saving after Phantom Train. But when I fought Kefka a second time, what was that?
Yeah, I don't know what level you guys were when you ended, but I had one character that had the experience egg for a little bit, and it was Realm. She got to 45, and everyone else was like mid 30s.
Oh, Jesus the Frog was in his 60s.
My
Yeah.
lowest character was 45. Realm was 63.
Jeez. Well, no, like, what I'm saying about Kefka is I had to refight Kefka again on the train. He almost wiped my entire party.
Well, he
Ow.
had fought you before, and the AI adapted it and learned.
I guess so. I don't know. Like, I was like, what is this?
I'm looking forward to Ultros League 6, where experience egg can't be found in treasure chests.
Any other final thoughts, guys, before we let you go here?
Saber, if you want to plug your charity?
Everyone did really well. Like this was a seed where a lot could have gone wrong, but even with all the different routes, like everyone's within just a few minutes of the people right next to them. Like it's just minor changes. Like I'm like, oh man, I didn't get an experience egg, and like Jesus the Frog's in 121. I had a 124 with no experience egg, and like One Free Fits had a 123. I don't know if he had it or not. So like everyone did really well.
He did.
Was I the only one that didn't have an experience egg?
Probably. Unless Obi didn't find it, and Tac.
Well, that would have been nice. Overall, fun race.